Today's episode was brought to you by Interior Designs by Stephen G. Today's episode.
Being married to an entrepreneur is hard work, but it's worth it when it works.
You got your hands full every day like I do. You got kids, you got a marriage that you're trying to work, a business that you're trying to make work.
And finding time for the kids and keeping it spontaneous. Boy, that was good last night.
Nobody teaches you how to manage a business or manage a relationship or marriage. Everybody's just trying to do the best that they can. The purpose of the show is to give you some tools on how to make the marriage and the business work. We don't do it perfect, but we're figuring it out.
Welcome to the G&E Show.
Hello, welcome to the G&E Show. This is so exciting, so much fun. We are out of the office today. Yay! We're down in Cancun, Mexico.
Wish you were here with us.
10X seminar, which people can now download yourselves at home if you want to see the actual 10X seminar at whateverittakesnetwork.com/10X live.
And these are all our friends that came down that are interested in 10X. These guys are great. We have people from the UK, Jordan, Canada, Australia, LA, but that doesn't really count. And we wish you were here today with us. The G&E show's about relationships and what happens when your relationship and your business, when those two things hit one another and they start grinding against each other, it becomes very difficult sometimes. It's my belief that the relationship is the first business. It's the most important business. You know, it starts with me, then it starts with us, and then it goes out from there, the company and employees, etc. And this woman is so good and such a supportive mechanism for me. She's a tool, she's a resource.
And then thank you.
And this is Miss Scarlett. Miss Scarlett is a princess.
This is our youngest daughter, Scarlett, and our oldest daughter, Sabrina, who's a queen today. Woo!
Would you like to share your mantra? I can do anything.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you say it a little louder? I couldn't hear you.
Jump and scream it into there real quick. Say,
My name's Elena and I can do anything!
Great job.
So we want to talk today about roles, the importance of roles. You know, we travel a lot and then we have businesses and the roles can get mushed up and they can get confused. Who's doing what? You know, we're shooting this here. What's the cameraman's role? What's the lighting role? What's Elena's role? What's my role? What are the kids' role? What's your role today?
To smile.
Yeah. No, you can't smile.
Do 10X.
You know how to do 10X?
Do 10X.
So, see, we haven't drilled her role completely yet, okay? It's our responsibility to make sure she knows how to do that, not hers at this point. And so do you want to talk a little about when we don't have clarity on our roles, what happens in our relationship?
Yeah, like when we're not clear on who's running what, then there's a lot of problems and fights that occur. We noticed along our relationship, especially in the beginning when it wasn't really carved out and we hadn't really kind of figured it out. And as anyone who's ever seen this show, we say we're not perfect, but we're figuring it out.
She's not. She can't talk for me, okay?
But we've been married for 10 years now. 4th of July was our 10-year anniversary. So we have, thank you, 10!
Whatever it takes.
So we have
Because, you know, I can't actually imagine having a divorce, you know, because it would be like the damage done in that. Like my role as a husband, I just go back to my role and what is my role? My role is to be here, to show up, to be committed, to figure it out, to solve problems in everything. Business, money, expansion, making decisions about, you know, how we spend money or use money, and also about how do I make my relationship really work when it gets tough, when the honeymoon's over, when the hot 3 times a night isn't happening anymore, and now it's just down to 3 or 4 times a week, you know, and you're like, whoa,
night,
really?
Jesus. Okay, go on. I'm like, oh.
Whatever it takes. You know, what happens? What happens when that marriage, and then there's so much, we talked last night at the 10X seminar about all the false information. You know, marriage is hard, they're difficult, most don't make it. Having kids, how can you have kids and business? Like, it becomes almost, the amount of data hitting you every day, making it impossible, is crazy.
On to the next
So
video.
her role, when we started clarifying roles, oh, you hurt my heart. Come here, Sabrina. You want to come sit with Papa? Come over here. When we don't clarify roles, we have troubles every time. When I cross over into her space and I don't allow her to do the things she needs to do to be the executive in that area, we end up in trouble.
Totally.
So, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, you know, especially in the beginning of the relationship, before it was like really carved out, there were issues. You know, I remember you said last night at the 10X seminar about the false information. Well, this occurred for me. I told some of you this story last night. That's why it reminded me today. But like in the beginning of our relationship, right? I grew up where my mom was pretty much the sole breadwinner of our family. Now, my father was amazing. I mean, amazing. He was like Mr. Mom. He took us everywhere. He cooked the dinner. But he was like more the stay at the home. But I remember my mom teaching me that, you know, never depend on a man for anything. You need to earn your own money. You need to be self-sufficient. And so I had a little bit of that from her. But then also I adopted this. I don't even know where it was from, but you know, men hold you back. Like, I wanted my career as an actress, and men hold you back. So I had this whole thinking that men hold you back. Ironically, I picked every single guy that would make me right on that choice, that men hold me back, until I met you. But I think are we gonna go to a break in a second? 30 seconds. I'm gonna finish the rest of the story when we come back from break, but I just want to
check out whateverittakesnetwork.com/10X live, and you can actually pick up last night's live event and tonight's live event. You can be part of this Cancun experience. You guys having a good time? This is at Elena Cardone. She loves Instagram followers and Twitter followers. We'll be right back. We love you. We wish you were here. We'll do it again.
Whatever It Takes Network makes available to you Grant Cardone live. In his most popular seminar on how to 10x your finances, 10x your social media, and 10x your life at the Hard Rock Hotel, Cancun. Because you couldn't make it to Cancun, don't worry, we'll bring it right to you. At 2 seminars, streamed right to you on your phone, tablet, and computer, accessible anywhere. You can have the 10X seminar anytime, anywhere, whenever you need it. A $3,000 value available now for only $199. That's right, both seminars for only $199. Register today at whateverittakesnetwork.com/10X live. That's whateverittakesnetwork.com/10X live. Regardless of your home situation, tax bracket, or way of life, our goal is simple: to improve your quality of life and lower your expenses. With over 30,000 satisfied customers and guaranteed power production for 25 years, it's time to invest in your future. Let's harness the sun together. Visit AmericanVisionSolar.com today.
Welcome back to the G&Show. Every week we come to you to talk about your marriage, your relationship. What do you mean, wait? See,
I wanted a pan of the audience. I've got a director's eye.
Yeah, but
you see, I wanted the shot.
But
Wait,
you're
how
not
do they do it?
You're not
I
in
forget.
charge for that right now, okay? See, this is exactly what happens when somebody bypasses somebody else, jumps in,
They go like-
doesn't know what the hell they're doing. They get everything confused. Does this happen in your marriage, your relationships? You're doing something, going along fine, somebody else jumps in? She causes all the problems in our relationship. She admits that she's not perfect and working on it.
I don't care.
So we're talking about roles today, the importance of having a clear role. I know what my roles are. My roles, I am not a good mother. Am I a good mother? No.
Is he
Am I
a
a
good
good mother?
father? Is he a good father?
Yeah.
Is he a good mother?
No.
I'm not a mother. I don't worry about them. I don't get them dressed in the morning. Sometimes I do, huh? Yeah? Most of the time you get yourself dressed, don't you? Because that's your role, okay?
So I was saying before the break, like in the beginning, there was like situations that came up. One situation for me was I had this false information, like men are kind of like, I went through all of that. They kind of hold you back, blah, 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 blah. Well, one time in the beginning of our relationship, we had some friends come over. And Grant said, oh, can you get our friends something to eat and drink? And I did, but after they left, I went nuclear. I was like, who do you think I am? Like, just because I'm a girl and you pay the bills doesn't mean I'm like get everything for you and wait on you hand and foot. Like, it really upset me, like not normal upset, And then I realized I had this thing. I was like, well, why can you hear? You need to be quiet.
She was
for 1
basically
second.
hanging around with loser guys. Okay?
No,
That's
stop. So I want to just clarify.
But she was going after what she thought was her deal, but it had a lot of this false information that we talked about last night loaded in her actions.
Well, once we decided to talk about it, I realized that, well, why wouldn't I want to serve guests in my home food and drinks? Like, I'm from the South, we offer everybody, I'm very hospitable, but it was like this man and this woman role. Like, I can't do that because he'll own me in some sort of weird way. I'm sure not everybody has these issues, but this was mine. And finally, I kind of got over it, and I was like, well, no, that's my role. Like, that's my duty, is running the house. Like, make everyone that comes in feel warm and gracious and welcomed, and bring his friends some, a drink and coffee or tea or whatever, and some crackers. So anyway, we started really delineating roles and getting it
We
really...
did me and the old guy, or you and the old guy? Well, who?
You and I.
Okay.
You and I. And really, when I...
The old guy. Let me tell you a
Who's
story
the
about
old
this old guy, okay?
Who's the old guy? What are we talking
when
about?
we were living in L.A., the old guy came to the house to help us out with a project.
Oh,
He's
the
a nice
last
guy.
boyfriend, the
really
last
nice
boyfriend.
guy. Really
Okay.
nice guy. And me and him liked each other a
That's
lot. I had a
debatable.
pool table in the house.
Oh.
And he thought he was a good pool player.
He thought he was good at everything.
Yeah. And I said, Larry, you wanna What? What? Oh, the watch got you? Okay. And I said, Larry, you want to shoot some pool? He's like, yeah. Well, what did I do to this guy on the pool table?
Annihilated him. Won game after game after game after game.
I was literally making shots with my eyes closed. I'm like, Larry, watch this.
What's the point of that?
Yeah, no, the point
behind
is,
the scenes,
when
I was
the
like,
role,
yes.
the role, you have to own the role that you're in. So if you're the provider, you got to own that role. If you're the winner in your household, own the role of the winner. If you are not that, if you're not the mommy, if you're not the one getting them dressed you got to turn that over and completely empower the other person to play that role. So, and that's so vital. Like, who is the in charge? Who's the executive? How many different departments are there in your family? Because there's a lot of them. Who's getting the kids up? Prior to us having kids, we didn't have that. We have a baby, all of a sudden everything shifted. Schedules, timing. She wakes up in the morning. I'm like, okay, what's my role now? My role, I got an added role. My role now is to assist her in that, and also to be a father now for the first time. This was not, I didn't go to school for it, didn't have it on my agenda. What do I need to do? We started swimming early, huh? Yeah, and then we started going to the store every day. Every morning I would take her to the store because it was my time with her as her father. And I would get up an hour early so that it wouldn't interrupt my business as an executive there, so I could grow my business. And me and her would go to the store every day and we'd smell oranges and apples and bananas. And you still like smelling food, don't you? Smell my phone. How's it smell?
Yucky.
Yucky, okay? So those roles have really helped us. When we have trouble, we just go back and look at whose role is this, whose job is this, and is it maybe undefined? And that might be why we're having trouble.
Like, for instance, like people ask me all the time, how much does Grant talk to me about executive decisions that are made with the business? And the truth is a lot of times he will ask me, he calls me his FIG, his female indicator gauge. He's like, Fig, come here. I'm like, oh, okay.
Because she has a different intuition and view of things than maybe I would.
So I'll give my input or be a sounding board, and there'll be times when I'm like, haha, I can see where I made an influence on that. And sometimes he doesn't listen to me at all. But in an area, but he's in charge of that executive branch. So whether he consulted me and I gave my advice and he didn't take it, it's not for me to take it personally or get upset or mad. And I thought we discussed this. That's not my job. It's not my role. It's not my hat. So whatever decision he makes in that department, that's it. It's done. It's not. There's no fight about it. There's no, I've got to be the boss in this area. Now, when it comes to the house, everything with the children, running the schools, getting this, everything that goes along with that. If I say the kids are not having a chocolate bar tonight, he's not going behind my back and giving them a chocolate bar. Like, I am
Never.
in charge.
I cannot. Whatever she says goes, right? Let me ask you, Sabrina, who's easier for you to work, me or Mama? Hey, you're watching the G&E show. We really appreciate you being here. We wish you were in Cancun with us. There's a way for you to actually attend what we're doing here. If you go to whateverittakesnetwork.com/10x live, you can be part of this live event. Okay, it's amazing. The Hard Rock, has the Hard Rock been great? Yeah. The Hard Rock in Cancun has brought me down to both Riviera Maya here in Cancun, and I think we're going to be going to where, Jared?
Puerto Vallarta?
See, Jared's being the executive of Twitter right now. Punta Cana, where they
Ooh,
gamble.
hotel and casino.
Ah, yeah. So I want to thank the Hard Rock. We're going to come back from break. We're talking about, huh?
You're welcome.
Thank
we
you,
have
man.
a Hard Rock exec here. We'll take some questions on the next segment, so definitely stay tuned. We're excited. The G&E show from Cancun.
Hey, honey. What happened to your face?
For over 30 years, international interior designer Stephen G is a world-renowned master of contemporary and traditional high-end design.
To me, lifestyle and comfort is what a great design project is all about.
Interiors by Stephen G has galleries in Florida and New York. With staff fluent in 7 different languages, Interiors by Stephen G offers a full-service experience from construction to completion. Visit Interiors by Stephen G at Facebook or his website, interiorsbystephenG.com. That's interiorsbystephenG.com to get started on bringing your design fantasies to a level beyond your dreams. Visit interiorsbystephenG.com today.
First rec mail sale we had in helping us sell over 200 new Lexus in one weekend.
We have established relationships with some of the best dealerships in the nation.
When you work with Hamlin Associates, John is from the automotive business. John has a really good grasp of what it takes to make a sale successful, and John is very much worried about your return on investment.
Let us help you go to the next level.
the G&E show. This is my little girl, Sabrina. This is Scarlett. They actually have roles, too, in our relationship. This is my wife, Elena. She has a role. She's actually in charge of about 40% of the stuff we do, and I'm in control of the other 60%. You got to know your roles, folks, or you're going to get in trouble. Okay?
Sabrina and Scarlett's role right now is learning Mandarin Chinese for the family.
Yeah.
So they're taking Mandarin Chinese and I'm learning Spanish. So we definitely...
And they have jobs like making us happy, making us smile, giving us kisses and love. That's their jobs. Cleaning up the house, cleaning up their room. You don't get anything for free, do you? Do you have to earn everything? Do you like working?
How many stars do you have to earn for a gift?
20.
Good.
See, so she earns her 20, then she can get whatever she wants. If she wants a piece of bubble gum, run 10 laps, okay? Right? You like running laps?
Yeah.
You like getting gum? Okay. So do you guys have any questions? Go ahead.
How were your roles different early on in the relationship when you first started dating and really getting to know each other comparatively to now?
Oh, dude, that's an easy question. Like
Say what he said.
Early on.
Repeat the question.
Okay, his question was that's a great question, actually. How were the roles different early on? I mean, how early? From the very beginning?
From the very beginning.
Well, then I'm just a salesman. I'm trying to sell her all the time. I'm trying to build value in me as the person, the guy to pick. Like, it took a long time to get her to figure out, hey, this is going to happen. Commitment, long-term, all in, long-term customer, long-term contract. And she wasn't sold on that. So my role at that point was, hey, how do I sell it? How do I build value? How do I keep showing up? You know, how do I persist through anything and everything that she's going through? Because the reality is she had her own ideas. When two people meet, they have their own ideas about the guy. Oh, sorry, buddy. The guy or gal, whatever, what it's going to look like, what's the relationship going to look like. And then it starts morphing a year into the deal, and now she's moved in with me. I captured, right? Now all of a sudden things change again. Like we're starting to make decisions on the house. We're not into money yet. We haven't talked about money, which is a freaking monster topic for people. I mean, it gets so hot, people can't really talk about it. So now we're just talking about how do we live together? When do I get up? I like to get up a lot earlier than she does. She loves sleeping in. She has actually sold me on sleeping in. Now it's like she's convinced.
Sleeping in is like 7:30. I mean, that's like really sleeping in.
And I'm waking up guilty, actually.
I know. It's true.
Man, what are we doing, man? Let's roll. Okay.
I know.
So how was it different for you in the beginning? Because that's an awesome question.
Because like I said in the beginning of the show, I really had these very strong ideas of my role as a woman, and especially as my role as a woman with a man. Like, to provide and do things for a man was very difficult for me. I felt like it threatened who I was in some sort of a way. So I really had to overcome those barriers and just be like, wow, you know, we finally sat down and wrote out a page of everything that I like wanted from him in a relationship, what I cannot live without. Monogamy, drug-free, ethically ambitious. Like, I wrote down a bunch of things that like I'm not going to compromise on ever. Like, this is who now things that I like you know, let's go to a nice dinner once a month. Those can be compromise issues, but I wrote everything down and he did the same. So before we even really got going, he and I both knew we wanted to be married. We wanted to have kids. Now, he wanted them right away. I said, that's a no-go. But for the big picture, that will happen. I will, you know, provide kids for us, like, but not now.
She wasn't ready yet.
Okay, I'm willing to wait. But at least we didn't get married and then discover that one wants kids and one is like, no, I never wanted kids. And then we have a big issue to deal with in the marriage.
Yeah, and that requires a lot of communication and a lot of confront. You have to confront that maybe there's gonna be some grind out here and people aren't happy, and then you get this whole emotional thing going on, and like the money topic's so hot. It's like, you know, the best way to handle the money issue is to provide enough money that it doesn't become an issue. I mean, that's really the solution to money. Have so much money that you really just don't have to talk about it, okay?
But on his wants list, he was like, look, I've always wanted a woman that was gonna make a meal for me and take care of me and bring me water, or I mean, it was the things that when I actually saw on paper, I said,
her solution is get a cook. Let's get a female cook.
I did just hire a chef, but it was the first time in 10 years. So I've done I said, okay, I can provide that, you know. I looked at the list and I went, you know what, this really isn't a big deal. I can do this. I mean, this doesn't really seem like a lot to ask for if he wants that and he's willing to provide my list. So that was a big way of how we changed, because I could actually see, oh, I'm actually delivering now what he wants and he's delivering what I want. And anytime we had a problem, we'd whip out the list and say, well, you're falling down here a little bit and I'm falling down here. So moving forward, let's just keep that in our minds and try to be better at it. And it really does help. You know, and you said, how are we different from the beginning versus now? In the beginning, everything was a big deal and I would have to hash out every little argument until whatever. And now it's like, I realize I'm never changing him on certain things, like the cognition that I had that he's really a horrible mother actually brought me a lot of relief.
I am a horrible mother. Am I a horrible mother?
He's an amazing father, amazing father. Takes them out, teaches them to swim, teaches them to talk to strangers, be dangerous. They're jumping off things. I'm like, He's just, you know, what do you call me?
Scaredy cat.
Say it again without all that gum. Say it clear. What do you call me?
Scaredy cat.
She calls me Scaredy Cat.
Scaredy cat.
So yes, and you do too. So I like that he's a good father, but not a good mother. That actually helped me.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing is Elena is extremely ambitious. Like, I don't know if you see that in her or not. She is so ambitious. Like, she constantly throws wood on my fire, say, hey, we can do more. You know, like when things get getting like crazy and I'm like, I'm tired or I don't want to do this, or she's like, look, we can do more. She keeps painting out that picture. And I always wanted an ambitious woman. I love the ambition because it adds to my fire. So.
And lastly, because I honestly forgot, so I was trying to like talk until I remembered, but I just remembered. I don't like if it's not a big deal, like if it's a little thing, like, why didn't you know where we were going? Well, you should have mapped out the directions. And like, there's an upset.
Is that me talking to you? You sound like your sister right now.
Well, I was trying to imitate you, but like small things like that, I just let them go. I'm just like, oh my God,
yeah.
You're right.
Oh yeah, you're perfect. Okay, how about another question?
Right here.
Yes.
So like you first started out as an actress, right? Do
Yeah.
you still continue acting?
No,
She's acting right now.
The question is, I started off as an actress. Do I still continue acting? Oh, that's awesome. No, not professionally. When we left Los Angeles to move to Miami, I knew that I was going to ultimately give up that career. So what I did instead, to fulfill that need to interact with people, with like-minded people who are, you know, yeah, I was like, okay, we'll do, oh, I'm sorry, boo. We'll do the G&Show. I'll do Women in Power. I'll shoot Diary of a Modern Woman. I can shoot myself. I don't need some director or producer to say, yes, you can have the job. No, you can. I was like, oh yeah, watch this. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, and post it up, and I did my own movie. You know, so the need was fulfilled.
And you know, in that, the way we do things are different. Like I'll do something, I do it very spontaneous. I do it one time, and I push it out to the world. She, on the other hand, has a need to go back and look at it, qualify it, see if she liked it enough. I'm like, look, that's not going to work. You need quantity. So those are roles that are those are roles, ideas, and kind of the way people think that start pushing against each other. And that's where friction's created in a relationship, for us at least. That can be grind out points, or it can be moments where you actually grow and redefine those roles and grow together. Okay, we got time for one more question. Yes, sir. How do you, and she laughs, how do you not overwhelm your wife or your spouse when you're trying to get feedback? Feedback from who? Oh. So, I don't know if I quite understand. Do you understand? Like you're trying to get feedback from her?
Yeah, like for example.
And playtime is playtime.
Oh. Yeah, so I don't ever go to her about, like, I don't go to her, if I'm in a business situation, I'll go to download a situation, but I'm not going to her for feedback on what I should do in that situation. So, because, look, she either has the ability to deliver that back to me or she doesn't. If what you're sharing with your spouse is overwhelming that spouse, you need to back it up a little bit, back up like what you expect of that person. One person can't be everything. It's impossible. I'm not a good mother, okay? I'm a good worker. So I'm not the guy that's I can only deliver so much. I mean, I'm not everything. So I think maybe look at how much, and that's why have the departments, what departments are there in your business, what can that person feel, what can they do or not do, and then go look at having somebody else fill those other roles, because she can't do everything for me. It's impossible. Any more than I can do everything for her. It's not my job to do everything for them. I don't want to spend 12 hours a day with the kids. Do y'all want to spend 12 hours a day with me? Because I'm the best damn father in the world.
Even when you're a teenager?
Yeah, later they're going to dump me off.
Okay. You see it.
Yeah. So these are the kind of things that are important for you to talk about at your home. I love you too, okay? These are the kind of things that are important for you to talk about your home. This is what we talk about in a 10X life. We want a 10X life. We're striving for it every day. We're working hard for it. It's not going to be easy, okay? I don't think it's going to be easy, but I know this. It's easier than working for an average life. This has got to be easier than just working on for whatever, living with whatever just comes your way. So we appreciate all of you guys coming out. Appreciate you following the G&E show every week. 10X seminar. If you want to see this actually recorded, our live events at night. We did one last night. We're going to do another one tonight. You can go to whateverittakes.com/10X live. Sabrina, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You can go to whateverittakes.com/10X live. You can log on, subscribe to the channel, and you can get what we did last night at the 10X seminar and also what we're going to do tonight. It's going to be amazing. We appreciate all you guys coming out. Elena, you want to say anything?
No, I just want to thank the Hard Rock Cancun again. We really love this time here because it's an awesome time to be with the family and have business and family at the same time. So I really appreciate them having us out and being so accommodating for the family and for all of us to do our activities together as a group after the event. So
stick and stay
is bound to pay.
That's right. Thank you.
Whatever It Takes Network makes available to you Grant Cardone live. And his most popular seminar on how to 10X your finances, 10X your social media, and 10X your life at the Hard Rock Hotel, Cancun. Because you couldn't make it to Cancun, don't worry, we'll bring it right to you. At 2 seminars, streamed right to you on your phone, tablet, and computer, accessible anywhere. You can have the 10X seminar anytime, anywhere, whenever you need it. A $3,000 value available now for only $199. That's right, both seminars for only $199. Register today at whateverittakesnetwork.com/10X live. That's whateverittakesnetwork.com/10X live.